Hi everyone and welcome to a new video on the CBI channel. In this Django for Beginners tutorial series, we're creating a blog-style web application with Python Django. And it looks something like this, where we can sign up and sign in and then view different blog posts and also have the possibility to create new blog posts, but also to edit and delete them. Now, this is not the first video in this series. We've already done 12 before, in which we've covered various topics. That means that our application now looks like this, where we have a nice looking blog post menu on the home and the possibility to already create, edit, and delete different posts. Now, in the last video, we already added the possibility to have images, but now we're going to go one step further. And in the forms, we're also going to make sure that the user can allocate a category to the blog posts. And that way we can indicate what kind of blog post the user is looking at. And it will show you as the viewer how you can implement a select field inside of your Django project. And as mentioned, we are going to add a field called categories where we can pick a category for each of the blog posts. And to realize that, we will follow 6 steps. First, we're going to be creating a new table in our database that is going to store all of the categories that users can pick from. Then we're going to add a column in our blog post table that stores the category that is assigned to the post. Next, we will apply the changes in our database so that our database has the correct structure, and we're going to be adjusting our form to make sure that the user can populate the category. Then we will adjust the view and make sure that our form works in the way that we expect when we want to create and edit some records. And as a last step, we'll also make sure that the categories that we put for each blog post are visible on the homepage. And we're now inside of our code. And the first step that we want to take is create a new table for the categories that we want the user to pick from. Now, to create a new table, we're going to go to the posts folder and then to the models.py file. There we have already created one table called blog post before. So above the blog post model, we're going to create a new table by defining class, and then that's going to be equal to category. And in there, it is a models.model, similarly to the blog post model. Now, this model is going to be relatively straightforward. I want to have a name, and that is going to be a models.character field. And we're going to give that a max length equal to 100 characters. And we're going to set unique equal to true, because I want each of the categories that is inside of this model to be 100% unique. Now, next to that, we are also going to copy over these fields for created on and modified on, so that we know exactly when things are being created and changed. And as a last step, we also need to do the def and then underscore underscore str underscore underscore, and then we'll do self. And in there, we do return self dot name. And that means when we're later on inside of our admin portal, we will get to see all of the categories by the name column. So that's more convenient. Now, of course, what I just mentioned, I also want to see this category in our Django admin portal. So we're going to go over to the admin.py file and also do the admin.site.register, not just for the blog post, but also for category, so that we will see that later on the admin portal. Okay, so now we have a list of categories. Next step is to make sure that we can store the category that the user picks inside of the blog post model. To do that, we can say that we have another column in here, and we call that category. And this is going to be a models.foreign key column. Now, what that means is that this column right here is going to be linking to a specific value in another table. So in this instance, we first need to provide which table we want to get the value from. So in this category field, I want to store the value that the user picks for a model called category. So we're going to mention category right there. So now we can pick from this category list and store the ID of that category in this table. Now, next to that, I also need to set something called on delete. And on delete means, what if one of the options that we've selected here is deleted from here? What does the value then need to be? Now, in this case, we're going to do models.set null. And that means that it's going to set the value of this column to null when the actual row is deleted in category. And there are more options that you can pick from, and those are also available in the Django documentation. So feel free to reach out there what the options are. Now we're also going to set null equal to true. And then we also set blank equal to true because this field can be empty or null. And now we can save this. So of course, we have now stored it in here, but to make sure that these things are applied to our database, we need to do some commands in the terminal. So I'm going to open a new terminal right here. And the first thing that we do is venv slash scripts slash activate because we need to start our virtual environment. And then we do Python manage.py make migrations. And now you can see that it has created the model of category and that it has added that field of category to our blog post model. And now to make sure that these are actually implemented in our database, we do Python manage.py and then migrate. And it seems that everything is okay. Now to check that, I'm quickly opening my DB browser where I can see my database. And I'm going to open it. And now if I go to browse data, I see that I have this post slash category with all of the columns that we have just defined. And I also notice that if I go to the blog post model, we now have this category ID field. And in here, we're going to be storing the ID of the option that we're picking right here. So from this field. And that way they are linked to each other. Okay, so now in our database, everything is okay, but we don't actually have any data inside of this model for category. So there are no options currently in this table to pick for the user. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to start my server by doing Python manage.py run server. And let's do a slash admin. And we're going to be logging in with the credentials that we have created before. Now in here, because we put the categories inside of the admin file, we can also see it in this overview. And this will allow us to already create a few categories so that we can later on let the user pick between categories in the form. So let's add a few categories so that we have them ready. So the first category that I'm going to add is sports. And then we can click on save and add another. And we can do something like business. And we'll also create one for travel. And the last one we can do is news. And now inside of this table, we have 4 different categories the user can pick from. So the next step is inside of the page where we create and edit the blog post, we want to add another field that is going to allow the user to pick one of those options we've just created in that other table. And to realize that, we need to make a change to our forms.py file. So inside of the posts folder, we're going to go to the forms.py file, and below the image field, we can add a new field called category. And this is going to be a forms.model choice field. And that will allow us to select a certain value from another model inside of our project. So in this case, category. So we're going to open this up and we need to again specify a few details about this new form field. So the first thing that we need to specify is the actual query set. So it's going to ask us to provide which options we want to display in this form. Now we have just created our model called category and we want to get all of the categories from there and list them down as options to pick from. So as the query set, we will also define category.objects.all. And this will make sure that we have all of those options that we've just created as options in the form. Now, the next thing we can set is required, and that is going to be equal to false, because not every of our articles needs to have a category. It's just a nice to have in my project. Then we can also set a label, and this label is going to be the title of my form, and I'm going to set that to select category. And the last thing that we're going to be adding is a widget. And that widget is basically the mechanism that is going to allow us to pick something. And in this case, we do forms.select. And then we'll just leave it like this. Now, the last thing we need to do is also add the new category field to the fields that we want to display to the user. So inside of this fields section, we're going to add an additional input of the category. And that should make sure that it's automatically added to our create page and on our edit page, because we always have the full form rendered on those pages. So now if I refresh this overview, you notice that we have a new form called select category. And in there we see all of the options that we have defined earlier in that model. So this seems to be working fine. Now the next step is to make a slight change to our view. So we're going to go to our views.py file, and inside of the create function, we need to add this new input of category so that when we create something, it is cleaning that data and also saving that in the blog post model. Now doing that is really easy because we can just do the same thing as we did before. We can just define that the category is equal to form.cleaned underscore data. And then we mention that we're looking for the category field. Now, next to that, we also need to add it right here. So we can say that category is equal to category, what we've just defined. And that is all that we need to put here to make this work. So let's save this and check if this will now work. So we're now back on the browser, and I'm going to go to my blog post and create a blog post. Now we're going to be adding a new blog post for business. And I'm just going to get the article right here about this Chinese property giant. So I'm just going to take this title and use it as an example for us, and then the text right here and use that as my content. And now as an image, we're just going to make sure that we have an image there. So we pick the file and then the image that we have just received. And as a category, since this is about business, we're going to set it to business. So let's now submit this and check in our database if we see the correct category. Okay, so it looks like the submission was successful because we're back to the My Blog Post page. And now we can go to our admin portal and check all of the blog posts. And here we have this Chinese property giant blog post that we just created. And if I go there, you notice that the category is indeed set as business. And also when I check my DB browser, I can go to blog post and refresh this. And you notice that it has the category ID of 2. And that means that it's looking for the value 2 from the category model. And that is indeed equal to business. So this seems to be working great. So let's now quickly check if it also works if we edit records. So if I go to the home page and I want to edit this Arsenal post right here, I can click on edit and I can select the category of sports because this is about sports. And then when we submit it and we go to the DB browser and back to the blog post model, you notice that we now have the category ID of 1. And that is also the correct category here. So we're now able to select one of these values from these fields and store it for a blog post entry. So this is very nice, but I also want to see the category in these articles because that would be quite nice to show the user in what category this news actually falls. So what we're now going to be doing is after this date right here, if there is a category, I want to have that in some kind of a blue text. So we can straight away see what the category is. So let's now change that on our homepage. So if we go to our views.py file, you can notice that on our homepage, we already get all of the information from the blog model into our home template. So we can just adjust the home template and check if we actually have a category. And if so, then we would like to display the name that is visible in the category model. So we want to go to the category and then display the name. So what we can do is after the date that we have right here, is we're going to add a nice check to make sure that this all works as expected. So after the date part, we can do a check with some squarely brackets and 2 times the percentage signs. And we're going to be checking for if blog dot category, then we want to display the category. And otherwise, we don't really want to do anything. So we can say that we want to just do 2 times the percentage sign and then have and if, so we don't show it. Now I want to have a nice dot and then some text. So what we can do is we can do an and sign and then mid dot and then a colon. And after that, we're going to be putting the text inside of a p tag. And inside of the p tag, we will have the 2 times the square brackets. And we can say that we want to show the blog dot category dot name. And what this will do, it will link to the category model through the ID and then take the name. So how it works is that for this blog post entry of the Chinese property, it looks at the category, which is tool, but because we already provide the column name of that name, it will go through to the other model right here and take the name value in the column right here. So that actually makes sure that we can get to the other columns from another model. So let's save this and check out what it looks like. So if we now refresh it, we do have the category right here. Then also we have the dot, but it doesn't really look good because these two things need to be on the same row right here and not on a different row. So how to solve that? Well, we go back to our code and we're going to put the date and the category inside of the same component. So I'm going to create a new div. And in there, we place, first of all, our date. And then next to that, we're going to be putting our category like this. And let's now fix these indentations because everything that we have from the content to the title to this part right here is all going to be below each other. But by putting this in a separate div, we can now tell it that it needs to be next to each other. So to do that, we give this a class name, and that class name is going to be equal to article details. And let's save that. And then we go to our main.css file, and we on the bottom do dot article details to target that specific one. And then we can say that the display of this is going to be equal to flex, and the flex direction is going to be row. And now when we refresh this, is actually next to each other. So that already looks a little bit better. But still, I want this category to be a different color, and I want to have a little bit of spacing between these items because it doesn't look that nice. So to make those final changes, we're going to give our blog.category name a class name, and that is going to be equal to article category. And we're going to copy that over and save it. And in the main.css file, we do dot article category. And we can set the color equal to a light blue color. And I know the code, which is hashtag 007 and then BFF, which kind of becomes a nice bluish color. And then we can also set the margin left to 8 pixels, which is going to make sure that there's a little bit of room between the dot and the actual category name. And let's save that. And now when we go and we refresh it, you notice that it indeed becomes a little bit more of a blue color and it's more on the right. And the last thing that I would also like to do is move this dot a little bit with the same margin as we did for this tag right here. So to do that, we can go to the home.html page and just give this mid dot that we have its own class. So I'm just going to put that inside of a div and in there place that mid dot. And we can give this a class name equal to article dot. And now we can copy this over and also save it. And in the main.css, we're going to do a dot article dot. And we give it a margin left as well. And that margin left is also equal to 8 pixels. And now it already looks much more centered. And we're also going to give it a slightly different color by doing color, and then we do a hashtag 888, which is kind of a grayish color. And let's now see it again. And now it looks a little bit in line with the other things. And that is actually all for this video. In this video, I showed you how we can add a select field to our forms and how we can then display that on our homepage. Now, in the next video, we're going to continue, and I'm also going to show you how you can add a multi-select field. So if you want to have one article which has different options from a model, we can do that as well. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.